Stanley, Scuba, Sailing, and Adventures. I appreciate you being here with me to log an entry in the travel journal. If this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button. Today we'll be scuba diving the Kraken's Lair in the Exuma Islands. This is dive 8 in this 19-part dive series. This is a liveaboard dive trip that started in Nassau, Bahamas, cruising and diving in the Exumas, Eleuthera, and then returning back to Nassau. This is the fourth dive of the day. We're anchored in a sandy patch surrounded by these coral formations, and we're headed off to the Kraken's Lair. As I mentioned, the Kraken's Lair is really an interesting dive site. It's filled with these swim-through, false swim-throughs, and deep canyons. And by false swim-throughs, I mean sometimes it'll look like a swim-through and you'll head into it, but then you'll find that it's a dead end. I have a feeling that's why they call it the Kraken's Lair. I tried not to get too distracted on the swim over to the Kraken's Lair. As you can see, the other divers off to my right, I'm already falling behind a little bit. I like to look around. You never know what you'll miss. There's a lot going on right here. This dive started at about 4:40 in the afternoon, lasting just about 52 minutes. I recorded an average depth of 20 feet and a maximum depth of 41 feet. My dive computer reported an average water temperature of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I was quite comfortable in my borrowed 5mm wetsuit. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the dive series, I had not really planned well. I thought that my shark skins, the titanium version, would keep me a lot warmer than they did. I used a jacket with a vest over it, and then of course the pants. The jacket and the pants by themselves provide about 2 millimeters of thickness, and I thought with the vest I would get almost 4 millimeters of thickness. Turns out it wasn't nearly warm enough. Also, lesson learned with the shark skins. The sales guy at the local dive shop, who I should have listened to, he told me that they would really loosen up when they got wet. So I think I went a size too big, and that probably impacted my insulation. Here's a stoplight parrotfish in the terminal phase. Note the bright yellow spot at the upper corner of the gill cover, and the yellow area at the base of the tail. They range in size from 1 to 1.5 feet, reaching a maximum of 2 feet, and are usually found in depths of water from 15 to 80 feet. And now I probably need to pay attention and keep up with the rest of the dive group since we're nearing the entrance to the Kraken's Lair area. One eye on the dive group and one eye on the fish. That's a Nassau grouper. Fitting that we should see a Nassau grouper here in the Bahamas. This is really a very interesting dive site with all of these false swim-throughs and canyons. Really cool. I'm not sure how many of these I'll be able to get through with the camera rig and specifically the arms for the strobes on the camera rig. I guess I should maybe do a video and show the camera rig because I reference it a lot so that you can get an idea of how wide those arms really are when they're spread out. This doesn't look particularly tight, but it looks like there's already a lot of sand kicked up in the water. It looks like this side to the right is way too small for me, at least with the camera rig. Maybe even just for me. Best option for me here is probably to go over the top. Here's some of that brain coral. One of my favorites. I just love the way this stuff looks. I probably should try to figure out where my dive buddy is. As I pan around here, you can see never too far from the group, usually never too far from the group. Actually joking, I know exactly where my dive buddy is at all times. That was maybe a little sarcasm. But in this instance, my dive buddy is down to the left. So let's go catch up with Mitch. Looks like he's found a swim through, or maybe a swim through. Let's see what happens. Noticed he looked back to see if I was there. We usually don't go into one of these without the dive buddy knowing what we're doing. Those who know me well, know that I joke around a lot, but I also have a pretty dry sense of humor sometimes. And occasionally it may be hard to tell when I'm joking, but safety is key, and that is serious. I take safety very seriously when I'm scuba diving. And it looks like Mitch wasn't going to fit through that one. I'm hoping to find one of these that I can fit through with my camera rig, but some of them are actually quite small. Small is a relative term, but small considering the camera. Looks like we have a French angelfish in this one, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get any closer to get a better picture. Looks like I'll be going over the top again. This is definitely a parrotfish, but I'm really struggling with the identification here. It could be a red band parrotfish maybe that's in the intermediate stage. If I figure it out, I'll drop it in the comments. If you know, please leave me a comment. I love parrotfish. They go through so many extreme color changes as they mature. And usually I'm pretty good at figuring out what's what, but that one, not sure. This sun through the water is spectacular. It came through okay on the video, but I had to just pause here for a couple minutes and look at these light rays dancing through the water. It's December in the Bahamas, and the sun is low at this time of day, and it's just incredible. This section of the dive site actually gets really shallow, and here you can see the water breaking on the rocks in front of me. Looking at my dive profile and trying to sync that up with where I'm at in the video, I think the dive site depth here must be about 10 feet. Another great dive here in the Exumas. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.